Seguimos avanzando en nuestra temporada de abono. Hemos llegado al programa número 5, que es nuestro homenaje a Maurice Ravel, el compositor que, como hemos dicho muchas veces, consideramos más importante dentro de la historia de la voz, de los compositores internacionales, el más importante. Pero además habrá también un invitado especial, que es la música de Frank Martin, de quien vamos a interpretar sus 3 danzas para oboe, arpa y orquesta de cuerda. Y para ello vamos a tener una visita súper especial, porque si este año estábamos homenajeando a la figura también de la mujer dentro de la composición, dentro de la interpretación ellas dos son 2 profesoras de élite dentro de 2 de las mejores orquestas del mundo. Hablamos de Nancy Allen, que es la arpa solista de la Orquesta Filarmónica de Nueva York, y de Elaine Douvas, que es la oboe solista de la Orquesta del Metropolitan Opera de Nueva York, y ambas además profesoras en la Juilliard School de Nueva York. Así que bueno, 2 profesoras, 2 músicas de orquesta de élite que vienen para tocar estas danzas también con nosotros. Primero vamos a hablar con ellas. First with you. Thank you so much for coming in those turbulent times, no? In those times so difficult. But getting normal the life. I hope that in your orchestras also things are running better and better. And you come to play this wonderful piece, this very demanding piece also for the musicians, isn't it? You can speak about the music.
Well, Frank Martin, the composer, was inspired by flamenco dancing. His daughter was a flamenco dancer, and the dance rhythms of this piece are very exciting. His musical language is like a world of half steps, and the way he varies it and makes it so mysterious and dramatic is very enticing. I love this piece.
Great.
And for the harp, it's also demanding in a way because of what Elaine said. It's so chromatic, and it deals with a lot of dissonance and strange intervals, and also close harmonies and dissonances, which for the harp presents a new problem, which is we are basically, when we look at our strings, we're a diatonic instrument. It plays like C major, like the white keys of a piano. So this piece is hardly that. It's a lot of the black keys too. So we're moving our feet. There are a lot of pedals in this piece. And he thinks of the harp sometimes like a harp, strumming and accompanying the oboe, but at other times he thinks of the harp part as a chromatic melodic instrument, which is very hard because you're moving your feet a lot for half steps, which would be very easy on any other instrument. So sometimes I'm playing in unison with the oboe, which is also an unusual thing for the harp to be the melody and also in unison with the other soloist. It's unusual writing, but it's also very challenging.
Great. Both of you come from New York. New York is one of the most important cities according in every kind of aspect in the life, but in music also. How are things running now with the music, with the concerts in those times now, in the last weeks, or it's keeping alive, or?
The Metropolitan Opera has been functioning since August 30th,
Good.
And the audiences are coming back, and
Right.
the performances are running well, I think.
Very good.
And we also, at the Philharmonic, we've been actually playing since the beginning of September. We played all through the summer in different areas around the country, but not in New York. So now we are playing, we're very happy, and everyone has had a lot of time to practice.
Wonderful. Y además, como decíamos, Ravel es nuestro lema en este concierto. Tocaremos 4 piezas de este gran compositor, el compositor de Sigur. Maestro, hacemos 4 piezas diferentes. Una de ellas la interpretaremos por primera vez, Un barco sobre el océano. Y terminaremos con la vals, que es ese gran homenaje al ritmo de 3x4.
It's because the Martin is 3 dances. I kind of felt inspired to do 3 dances of Ravel, and that's why we do the minuet, the alborada, and the la valse. La valse is, of course, this fantasy on a Viennese waltz, yeah. And at the same time, we start the program with the Une Barque, this very early piece of Ravel, which I'm fascinated by because he wrote it, I think in 1904, and then reorchestrated it 2 years later for the orchestra. So it was first the piano, very, very complicated, and how he translates that to the orchestra. We have very few examples of Ravel where we can see exactly, it's so close in terms of time. And so the piece is I find the most difficult on the program is the Una Barque. It's very close to Debussy, very, very tricky. Just 2 notes has to have a whole world of expression. And La Valse is, of course, also difficult and virtuosic, but it's in a certain way easier to interpret and to play compared to the early Ravel. I'm always fascinated by comparing a young composer with an old composer. Maturity, youth, and it's for me this is the thing that we honor Ravel. Of course, Ravel conducted the valse about 85 years ago, and we want to celebrate that at every moment we can. Yeah.
Efectivamente, ahí celebramos también ese histórico concierto de 1928 cuando, invitado por la Sociedad Filarmónica, Ravel tuvo la oportunidad, la Orquesta Sinfónica de Bilbao tuvo la oportunidad de ponerse bajo la batuta de este gran compositor y gran artista. Lo veis, muchos atractivos. Ravel, pero también Frank Martin para descubrir su música con nuestras invitadas Nancy Allen y Elaine Douvas. Thank you so much.
Shall we say that we're very happy to be reunited with Erik Nielsen, who besides being a great conductor and pianist, was also an excellent oboist. Is an excellent harpist.
They were my
and
professors.
We were his teachers at
The oboe, the harp, so it's a mirror of your...
So most when I talk about phrasing or when I talk about creativity or fantasy or something, it's usually some type of influence from them. They have a huge influence on me. Yeah.
Excellent.
And he on us. It's a wonderful experience to coach Erik Nielsen.
Excelente. Todos y todas invitados, no os perdáis este gran concierto, abono número 5 de la voz.